So why are all these ultralight backpacks 14 ounces? They have no hip belt, they have no frame, and they're still almost a pound. This is something that's frustrated me for a long time. So I went ahead and designed a custom backpack that's 6.5 ounces. In this video, we're gonna go over the specs, the features, the materials of the backpack, so that by the end of the video, my hope is that you'll have a better idea of how to design your own custom backpack. You can do that with companies like Dandy Pack, and my friend Encore, who you can find on Instagram, also makes custom backpacks. And there's plenty of people with make your own gear on Reddit. You can commission people to make a backpack for you. The specs are, this is 6.55 ounces. That's so much lighter than the 14 ounces that you're gonna get with any of these other super ultralight backpacks. There's no reason for it to be 14 ounces. The length is 16.5 around. I made a backpack that's a little smaller than what's usually recommended so that it doesn't go over the crest of my tush. The capacity is about 27 liters. I actually don't think that's what ended up happening. It's probably closer to 25. And I wanted to do that because I want to do 5 or 6, maybe 7 day carries on the PCT. So the most obvious feature of this is the very cool colors of my 1.1 ounce sil nylon on top and the 1.45 ounce DCF of the pack body. When I was designing this backpack, I brought together my favorite things of a backpack that I custom made with Dandy Packs, the Rayway backpack from Ray Jardine, who is the sort of the forefather of ultralight backpacking, the Grasshopper backpack of Metaphysics, and the Palante ultralight backpack and the Palante V2. And so the first thing from Rayway, I wanted to have detachable shoulder straps. Because I find those way more comfortable. I also wanted foam, not 3D mesh for the shoulder straps, because again, I find that more comfortable. I don't know why all these backpacking companies have gone to 3D mesh. Maybe it's because it's more durable, but I love the foam. We got Ripstop by the Roll just released a stretchy fabric that is lighter, so we're using that. I made the water bottle pockets from stretchy material because I found with the Grasshopper, it's so much easier to get your water bottle in and out while you're walking when you have stretchy material. Of course, I wanted to have cool fluorescent thread, so we just did that. The back pocket was designed by Ray Jardine to be somewhere where you could dry out your tent if it rains. On the Pacific Crest Trail, it's really not going to rain that much. And so I designed this pocket specifically so I could put my drone in it. I go into more detail on my super ultralight filming setup in another video, I think titled Super Ultralight Filming Stuff. And then I have loops on the back. If I do decide that I want to use a closed cell foam, I can attach it to the back. And then if I decide that I want to be bringing a tent and I want to have some kind of tent pole, I can have that kept up against the backpack through just attaching a bungee here. This has a bottom pocket made out of the same stretchy material. I get really anxious about the bottom pocket not being tight enough and things falling out. So I had Encore put a little button there just in case, so that I know I have sort of peace of mind that things don't fall out. I think shoulder strap pockets, you can use them for so many things. I use them for sunscreen because I want to be putting that on every 2 hours, and my phone because I'm using that often. I don't have a sternum strap. I've gone back and forth between whether I like sternum straps or not. I don't know. I'm not going to be using it on the PCT. I have a lot of webbing on the closer system because I'm going to be using a bear can for the Sierras on the PCT, and so I need to be able to put that on the top. The way that you do a bear can with super ultralight backpacks is that you empty the whole thing out of all the food and you put the food on the bottom of your backpack during the day. Then you put all of your compressible stuff, like your sleeping bag and your windbreaker and all of that thing, into the bear can, and then you put that on top of your backpack. Then when you get to camp, you empty all of your food back into the bear can, and when you go to sleep, your food's in your bear can. That's how you carry a bear can with a super ultralight backpack. So there's a lot of companies that close the backpack by attaching it on either side, rolling and then attaching it on either side. I think that's super annoying to have to detach, unfurl to get into your backpack. That's 3 steps. I just rather open it this way, right? That's so much quicker. And then I had one of these loops because you'd think that you want to cut that off if you're a super ultralight backpacker, but when you're in town, it's really nice to be able to hang up your backpack. It's really nice, even on trail, to be able to like just loop your backpack up. So it's worth that little piece. The fabrics that we've used are DCF, this super nice, new, stretchy material. Nashville packs, which I love, they use this thinner webbing that's a little bit lighter. When I'm going uphill, I want my backpack to be at a different tightness than when I'm going downhill or when I'm on flat. So I'm adjusting my backpack throughout the day. So I wanted to have a webbing that slides really easily, and that light, thin webbing that backpack companies like Nashville use does not make it easy to change how tight or loose the backpack is. So my big advice for making a custom backpack is, as I said to Encore, this is my Bugatti. This is your backpack, it's your baby. So go into a lot of detail and have fun with designing all the little specific things that you want for your backpack so that it's perfect for you. If you have a little thing that you put on the outside of your backpack, design a little thing around that. If it being super ultralight is important to you, design your backpack around that. But don't get nervous about asking for too many things with designing a custom backpack. It's your custom backpack, and if the person who's making it has problems with that, maybe you can pay them a little bit more or whatever. But ask for what you want. With my first custom backpack, didn't ask for as much as I wanted, and I would have done more things, and I regretted not doing that. So get crazy about the specifics. Thank you so much for watching. Comment below on if you think my backpack is crazy or what kind of backpacks you would want. I've been really enjoying talking to you guys in the comments, so thank you very much.